What's up guys, it's the NJB here, and today I'm making a video on the MCU, and I'm basically going to talk about a way I think that they'll bring the X-Men characters into the MCU universe. So I kind of got this hint from the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, so I feel like they kind of gave us an idea of how they're going to do it. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So in the trailer, Spider-Man goes into, it looks kind of like an underwater, or not underwater, but like underground base, and he meets Fury, and he also meets Mysterio. So in the conversation in the trailer, Nick Fury says that Mysterio is from another Earth. So that kind of got me thinking. Oh, before I add on, he also said that it was kind of a result of Thanos' snap, so it damaged the multiverse, or like something to do with reality. So it kind of got me thinking that if Mysterio did come from another Earth, then why stop at that? Maybe he's not the only one who came in. Maybe there are other characters who might have come in, so maybe like, let's say Doctor Doom, or maybe bigger characters like, I kind of want to say Galactus, but maybe that's too big of a character, or maybe it's not. Maybe he was hungry and all of a sudden he was able to find a new galaxy to feed on, or a new universe. So that's kind of where I was going with this. I know there are a bunch of other theories on how they can do this, but this one's more recent. This one's from the trailer, and if it is true that Thanos' snap did create a multiverse or had something to do with that, then maybe that's the way that they can implement these characters. They can also just do it and say like, oh well, these characters exist in another reality, so they can come over, or maybe they could go down the route and say like, oh, they've always been there. But to me, I guess you could do that. They've done it before with some other characters in the MCU. Pretty much everyone after Iron Man they've done it before with, so this really would be nothing new. But I feel like that was kind of like a cheap way to do it. I mean, they just need a way to put them in, so I guess like no one would really care. I know most people who watch the MCU are more like casual viewers, so they wouldn't really care. But I feel like it would be better to make it a bit more interesting. Another thing they could do is say that because they have like a multiverse now, assuming that it is true, then they could say that, okay, well, maybe there's another Iron Man, or maybe there are some more characters that may have previously died, but they're not really, or they are dead, but they're alive in another reality, so they can still make content on that. So I actually wouldn't be upset if they did that. I'd actually like to see that, because personally I would want to see Robert Downey Jr. Be Iron Man again and in something else, because personally in Endgame, I am gonna say spoilers, so you guys should have been aware of that. I mean, the movie came out like what, 2-3 weeks ago. Come on guys. But in Endgame, seeing that they killed off Iron Man, personally I did not want that to happen. And the main reason for that is because not only is Iron Man my favorite character in the MCU, but I just cannot see anyone else being Tony Stark or Iron Man or anyone else. I mean, Tony is Tony. He's the most intelligent Avenger, at least. Like, if you don't think that, then at least he is in terms of math and science. He built his suit from nothing. He built an arc reactor in a cave from a missile. I mean, you can't really replace someone as smart as that. And it's never going to be the same. Like, if you have his daughter or that kid or anyone else be the next Iron Man, it's not going to be the same. I mean, also, think of all the suits he made, like for Pepper, for Peter. I mean, now that he's gone, who's going to replace him? So that's kind of what I'm thinking of. Returning the focus back to the MCU, I do think the multiverse could be a way for them to bring in new characters. Maybe they can even make movies just on those characters alone, and possibly not even include them into the main MCU storyline. I mean, they could just say, this is happening in another reality, so we're gonna make our own storylines with the X-Men, and probably do it right, in my opinion. I mean, personally, I don't know, the X-Men movies, they've kind of been in a situation where I don't really criticize them as much, just because I don't really expect that much from them anymore. I just watch them to see some of the characters that I saw on TV shows when I was younger, just in real life. And I kind of feel the same way with like Transformers. Like, I never expected those movies to be good. It's more like, oh, I just want to see them in real life. There's no point in like reviewing them or criticizing them because they're not gonna get any better. So I think this time around Disney can make it better. Personally, I'm not gonna say the MCU, I'm not gonna say every single movie is like a top quality movie, but I will say they do it well, and over time they will get better. So it's good that X-Men are gonna be there. But if they are gonna bring X-Men into the main MCU storyline, then I think they are gonna do it by way of the multiverse. So that's basically my video. They're gonna do it by way of the multiverse. I might put the clip in somewhere in the video where they do say that in the trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home. And yeah, and also with that, I think it might be possible that it looks like they might want to take Peter to another dimension, or to Mysterio's dimension in Far From Home, because they do want to take him on a trip, and he's already on the trip. So maybe they're gonna take him to Mysterio's Earth. Another thing that I wanted to bring up that I did in another recording of this video that I was still working on, I did say it was Mysterio. So because it's Mysterio, it's possible that he's deceiving them. I mean, Mysterio is a bad guy in the comics, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna be a bad guy in this movie too, even though the trailers are showing him as a good guy. But then again, the trailers aren't really showing who the actual villain is. So kind of like in Endgame, there weren't a whole lot of, like, the trailers didn't really show a lot of what was going to happen in the movie, and you kind of had to watch the movie to know what was going to happen. I feel like it's the same with Far From Home. So obviously Mysterio is a bad guy, so he's probably going to come out as a bad guy, and it's possible he is lying or trying to deceive them. I mean, it is Mysterio who we're talking about, so yeah. So that's basically what I got to say for this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I'm not doing this, like, from this video you can see I'm not doing this from like my own opinions on how they can do it. I'm doing this based on the trailer they've given us, and because all the MCU is connected, maybe that's the way they're gonna do it. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers, mates.